the Bible of talk radio, has ranked Tavis Smiley number 14 on their prestigious Heavy 100 list. 100 voices, the most important in all of talk radio. Tavis has moved from number 45 to number 33 to number 16, and now he's in the top 15, right here on your station. His is one of the most trusted, credible, and reliable voices in broadcast media today. Straight, no chaser, always. Tavis brings you the conversations that matter, the newsmakers, the truth tellers, the voices that don't get heard anywhere else. Weekdays on this station. This is what it sounds like when your community has a seat at the table.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss it. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
So trauma is a psychological wound that you sustain, and it behaves like a wound. So on the one hand, a wound, if it's very raw, if you touch it, it just really hurts. So if I have a wound around not being wanted, then, or the belief that I'm not, then decades later, if anything reminds me of that, it hurts as much as it did when I originally incurred the wound. So in one sense, trauma is an unhealed wound that touched, we get triggered. That's what triggering means, by the way. So an old wound gets activated or touched.
Come on, Gabor matey. Hey, the voice of reason, wholeness Wednesdays. Y'all know what this is. This conversation is fire. We getting to it, as Primo was. Get to it. We getting to it.
Thank ya.
If you're just tuning in or returning to the scene of the conversation, we're talking about the power of no.
Mm-hmm.
And how, and I'm asking the question, is it easier to tell an external source no than it is to tell the internal source no?
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't dealt with the wounds, if you haven't dealt with yourself, if you haven't gone on this individuation healing process, no gets turned into a coping mechanism, a defense mechanism to get through self-confrontational experiences.
Right.
The core premise of tonight's topic: every relationship contains two conversations. One that's happening between two adults.
Mm-hmm.
One that's happening between two survival adaptations.
Mm-hmm.
That little boy.
Little Bobby.
Little Bobby. Little Bobby and Susie.
Yeah, little Susie.
You see? The most important no may never be spoken to another person.
Amen.
It may need to be spoken to the wound that keeps volunteering your future without your permission. Every yes has a destination. The question becomes, who received it? 1-800-920-1580. What if every boundary you failed to establish became a silent curriculum teaching other people how to connect and relate to you? Every no. Yikes. Does the inability to say no reveal excessive compassion, or does it reveal an inability to tolerate another person's disappointment with you? When you say yes, who actually experiences relief? Your authentic self or your survival strategy? Could resentment simply be the emotional invoice for too many dishonest yeses? Talk to me, Precious. Talk to me now.
I think that a lot of this, people become self-avoidant because it is triggering. And so be willing, there's that word again, willing, to be an observer rather than a participant in your own observation. So that way you do not go back into the psychotrauma of, what happened to me and, the woe was me story, but observe it objectively. Take an objective look at your own experience, and it allows you to navigate a little more smoothly, I'll say. Okay, because this is also, that objective look is also looking at little Bobby or little Susie. That's a more objective versus me. Look at yourself from the outward in, and you might be able to do some of the work. But there is no bypassing this. There's no bypassing it. You're either going to ascend or repeat.
Now we good at bypass.
Yeah, but it's going to go with you, not to the grave, to the next lifetime. Unresolved, unhealed wounds are what you entered in with. And you choose your family of origin to re-trigger you, to re-traumatize you. Yes, you do. The truth does not require your belief in order for it to be. You choose your family of origin. You choose your origin story so that you can finish healing those unmet needs of your soul. That's the only reason you're here.
And some quantum physicists, and they're fringe. They're fringe. But they're saying everything you do here and now rewrites the past.
Well, if you think about it from your DNA is now, it's like when we speak about the ancestors, right? Like I'm receiving my education, and when I receive it, my great-grandfather is walking the stage with his master's of science.
Come on.
When I'm, making great strides, my ancestors are experiencing them. So yes, because we live in a multi-dimensional experience.
Yeah.
And so it is affecting other iterations of the self, also known as ancestors, also known as previous reincarnations. So yeah, I'm gonna go. Yeah.
And when Precious talks about willingness being a certain level of consciousness, this isn't just hyperbole. She's not just talking.
No.
Now, I know y'all like old white men to verify things. So let's choose an old white man right now. Go to Dr. David R. Hawkins' work. In his book, Power versus Force, he created a consciousness grid that was based on the science of kinesiology. When truth is present, the body gets stronger. He's tested it, showing little toddlers pushing over muscle-bound men, and muscle-bound men not being able to move a toddler's arm. Using their strength, truth, strength, falsehood, weaknesses. He has a whole book called Truth versus Falsehood. And he goes so far as to say certain things are written with words that calibrate lower.
It's true.
Because the masses are at a lower level of consciousness. Oh, here we go.
It's why you can see a mother whose child is trapped under a car lift the car. There's no way that she should be able to, but when she taps into power without thinking, a lot of times that ability comes. But we get in our own way all the time. I have a client, no names, who has been experiencing homelessness. And when we began working together, I had to talk to the spirit like, homegirl too angry for me to deal with. I can't Now, I'm not about to be exposing myself to all this anger, and the Spirit told me to take myself out of it and be still and centered and move the client into exercises that would land them into a more receptive, willing space. And soon as they shifted, within a week, here comes housing. You get out of the way. I don't care what the waiting list looks like. I don't care what the person with the keys told you. What does Spirit say? I don't care what the doctor says. Now, I'm not going to advise somebody not to listen to their practitioner. But what I'm saying is none of that really matters when you tap into the truth, right? And so the same serves for you. When you continue to experience negative things, what is it that you're unwilling to face within? Get out of your own way. Tap into your willingness. Just be willing to move. You don't have to know how.
So, unwitnessed, unaddressed wounds, according to Dr. David R. Hawking's work, in his various books, Power versus Force, Truth versus Falsehood. When you don't heal, this is the level of consciousness you vibrate on, you radiate on, and it starts at the very bottom. At the very bottom, he has shame. And it calibrates at 20.
Yes, I have I keep that list.
Yes, from shame you go to guilt. That's 30. From guilt you go to apathy. That's 50. Grief, 75. Fear, he says, the majority of the planet vibrates at this level of consciousness. Fear. Then above fear, 125, that's desire. Desire is lack, but it's a higher consciousness vibration than fear, guilt, grief, apathy, and shame. You go even higher, you get to anger. He says, look, if you're moving up, it's good.
Better.
You're anger is better than shame.
Right.
Right? But this is why I pointed this out, because Precious is saying you gotta be willing to go into that cave in your spirit. Willingness is all the way up here
at the top
at 310, right? 310 on his consciousness grid. And then he describes it as, this is the state of it, right? The predominant emotional state of willingness. Optimistic. Then he says the view on life, hopeful. Then the God view, inspiring. Then the process, intention. Do you know how many people done pimped the word intention? You got to start with intent. I'm intentional about your
that's
wound.
Usually not the starting place.
You don't start at intention. You way down here with grief, apathy, guilt, all the stuff the wound is holding on to. And why is it holding on to it? Because it wants to be witnessed.
Yes, and it wants to grow. This is, and that's why I was using that word angry. Like, Spirit, come on. Spirit was telling me to get out of the way because I was witnessing a former iteration of my own anger, right? And so that's why it was bothering me to be an observer, not a participant, and assist the client in their movement, and when she moved into a space of willingness, I thanked her. I said, because your anger was challenging to sit with. And she was like, I know. She softened, and when she moved into willingness, action happened. When you start with willingness and you dabble in intention, it's like a Jedi movement force. You can will it, you can intend it, and it moves. And that process may get easier, but it will never be completely visible because it's God force energy. It's too big to be observed with your eye.
But do you see how we've co-opted the language?
Yes.
But we haven't installed the experience. We want to sound deep, we don't want to be deep.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
You know, and I give clients that list where you start at the bottom, and so I ask them, where are you on here? You know, and you don't have to answer that. I want you to feel, because you feel these, where are you? And so when people get to the place of willingness, they say, I don't know how. Guess what? You don't have to. Right. You don't need to know how to fix your life. You just need to be willing to.
Now watch this. I'm protecting my peace.
Please. Peace don't need your protection.
Peace is so high on his consciousness grid.
Yes.
Now, let me just say, at the very top of the consciousness grid, 700 to 1,000. He said only 3 people are at the top. He said Christ, Jesus Christ, Buddha, and Krishna.
And they all had Christ consciousness.
But do you see?
Yeah.
He was like, that's up there. Below that, guess what that calibration is?
What?
600. From 700 to 1,000 is enlightenment. He said, the predominant emotional state is ineffable, meaning can't be put into words.
Can't be effed with.
He said, it can't be effed, ineffable.
That's what it means.
We gonna change it. It can't be effed with. I'm with it. He said, the view of life is
being.
The view of God, self. And how he writes self. He talks about you. It's almost like how the Christian says you're a little g.
Yeah.
So when he talks about your unhealed self at the lower levels of consciousness, he uses a lowercase s.
Okay, yes, okay.
So when he's talking about the God view of self, he uses the uppercase.
Yes.
Then he says the process is pure consciousness. Now, right below enlightenment is peace. I'm protecting my peace. No, you're not. No. You're not protecting your peace.
Enlightenment is knowing that you embody peace. You don't protect it, you embody it.
How about that?
Yeah, and peace most often happens in the eye of the storm, not the absence of it. And so people are waiting to be peaceful until their surrounding environment is peaceful. And what I'm here to tell you is that your surrounding environment only becomes peaceful as a reflection of your inner self. You have to embody it. And so it doesn't mean that your credit score is 800, which is a made up thing anyway, or that all your bills are paid, or all your friends love you and you get to vacation. It doesn't mean those things. It can mean that you're about to lose the most important person in your life and you still have peace.
And you're still in peace.
Yes.
That's why I say
yes.
we've hijacked the words.
Yeah.
We got the language.
Yeah.
But we don't. First off, language is a symbol of reality. This is why Alfred Korzybski, famed linguist, says the map is not the territory.
Yeah.
The word is not the reality. You have to embody the word, become the truth of it.
Right.
Then you ain't got to talk about it. Look, when we come forward, the voice of reason along with Precious, we're going to keep you on fire. We're going to keep lighting little fires around your house. Lean into the show when we come forward. More from the VOR.
The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Unapologetically progressive.
You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580. We don't tell you what to think, just what to think about. KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 is connecting you with services and solutions. Domestic violence and family violence is when someone in an intimate or family relationship tries to gain or maintain power and control over another through a wide range of abusive behaviors. Every single act may amount to abuse. Abuse can take on various forms: psychological and emotional, physical and economic, and sexual abuse. The Genesee Center Incorporated is a nationally recognized nonprofit domestic violence prevention and intervention organization, housing women and children from 30 days up to 2 years through emergency and transitional shelters. The Genesee Center also provides support services like mental health counseling, life skills classes, computer training, job referrals, after-school programs for children, field trips, tutoring, and comprehensive direct legal services. If you need help or you'd like to donate or volunteer, call the Genesee Hotline, 1-800-479-7328. That's 1-800-479-7328, or visit genesee.org. Everyone has the right to be safe. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
This November, you'll decide who leads California. So shouldn't you hear directly from the people asking for your vote? Join us for California Voices, a political town hall and ballot forum, Saturday, October 3rd, 2026. Meet candidates running for governor, lieutenant governor, attorney general, and other major statewide and local offices, including Mayor of Los Angeles, city attorney, and LA County Sheriff. Get clear, nonpartisan breakdowns of the propositions on your November ballot, both sides, no spin. And ask your questions directly, in real conversation, face to face. California Voices is brought to you by KBLA Talk 1580 and the Empowerment Congress, giving you the information you need before you vote. Mark your calendar, Saturday, October 3rd, 2026, California Voices. Follow KBLA 1580 for details and download the KBLA 1580 app. Your vote, your voice. Be there.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Ain't nobody praying for me. Ain't nobody praying for me. Chip on my shoulders. I feel like I'm losing my focus. I feel like I'm losing my patience. I feel like my thoughts in the basement. I feel like you're miseducated. Feel like I don't wanna be bothered. I feel like you may be the problem. I feel like it ain't no tomorrow. The world is ended. I'm done pretending. If you get offended, I feel like friends been overrated. I feel like the family been faking. I feel like the feelings are changing. Feel like my daughter compromised and jaded. Feel like you wanna screw and that's how I made it. Feel like I ain't feeling you all. Feel like removing myself, no feelings involved. I feel for you. I've been in the field for you. It's real for you, right? I feel like ain't nobody praying for me. Ain't nobody praying for me. Ain't nobody praying for me. Ain't nobody praying. I feel it's been out of pocket. I feel it's tapping their pockets. I feel like debating on who the greatest.
5 wounds from emotional neglect. Number 1, feeling unworthy of love. If no one ever showed up emotionally for you, if your feelings were dismissed, ignored, or treated like a problem, you might have learned that love is something you have to earn, that you only deserve it if you're easy, happy, or helpful. And that creates this quiet belief, if I'm struggling, I must not be lovable. Number 2, inability to trust your emotions. If every time you were sad, angry, or overwhelmed, the message was, "You're too much," or "Calm down," your brain learned to second guess itself. Now, even when your reaction is valid, you still wonder, am I being dramatic? Am I making this a bigger deal than it is? That self-doubt didn't come out of nowhere. It was likely taught. Number 3, hyper-independence. People confuse this with strength, but when it comes from emotional neglect, it's a defense. You learned not to rely on anyone because no one was there. So now, even when someone is safe and willing, your instinct says, I don't need them. I can handle this alone. I don't want to get let down again. Number 4, chronic guilt for having needs. If expressing your needs led to rejection, discomfort, or silence, your nervous system remembers. Now, asking for help, even something small, makes you feel selfish, like you're being a burden. You might apologize for needing space, for being upset, for simply existing. That's not just guilt, that's emotional neglect talking. Number 5, struggling to know who you are. When no one really saw you, emotionally, you were left to figure out who you were on your own. That kind of disconnection makes it hard to know what you actually feel or want. So instead, you start scanning, reading the room, adjusting, trying to become who people need you to be. Not because you're fake, because no one ever showed you how to feel safe just being you.
Wow.
Clocked all the tea.
Everything we just talked about was just outlined there.
Yeah.
And you can layer what he said on the lower portion. This is what he calls that lower portion of the consciousness grid. You know what he calls it? The survival paradigm.
Yeah, you're in survival mode.
So grief, guilt, apathy, shame, fear, desire, anger, pride, all survival paradigm stuff. Now, if people were honest, right? The self-confrontation, which is telling the wound, you can't have it your way anymore.
Right.
What's the next step outside of the survival paradigm on this chart? You know what it's called? Right outside of the survival courage.
That's a good place. That's a good place to be. It's a good place.
So you need the courage to tell yourself no.
Gumption. Good old gumption.
Little self-gumption. You know, I've been running amok. Now I got the gumption.
Still a little G, but a G nonetheless.
To say no to the wound's demands. Because all you do is romanticize the wound's demands and say, these are now my expectations and standards.
You know, when some people experience extreme trauma in their family of origin, what they do, and they don't realize that they're being groomed for this, is they seek perfection. And then they become little perfectionists in school because they're going to do everything. They study all the moves to prevent someone from correcting them or saying something to them, because being wrong in their family of origin equals being ostracized or something like that. But then they become adults and they're hyper independent. That hyper independence is a form of isolation. It's the isolation that performs outside of the home. No, I don't need you. I don't need. And I have been so guilty of that. That was one of the biggest things that I had to learn, is to allow people to assist me.
Oh, my goodness.
Or to be present.
Precious is cooking. Y'all want to cook with her? Call us 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, we're going to begin landing this plane.
Let's land it.
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. Vice President J.D. Vance praised the military during remarks at Naval Air Station Oceana in Virginia Beach ahead of America's 250th anniversary. He thanked service members for protecting the country and said their work allows Americans to pursue the American dream.
They know that if we ask, you guys will go and make the impossible
impossible possible.
Vance also credited President Trump with giving the military clear missions and the tools to complete them. Attorneys for the family of one-year-old Cohen Wiley are releasing findings from an independent autopsy after he was shot and killed by a Mississippi police officer. Black civil rights attorney Ben Crump says the review found Cohen was shot through the passenger side window, not the windshield. And Victor Willis, lead singer and co-founder of The Village People, has died at 74. The group confirmed he passed away Monday after a short but aggressive illness. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Whether you're on the lake, on the river, or on the bay, when you hop on board for a day on the water, make sure everyone's on board with wearing a life jacket. Life jackets save lives. Get on board. A message from California State Parks Division of Boating and Waterways.
You know him, you trust him, and now the whole nation is taking notice. Talkers Magazine, the Bible of talk radio, has ranked Tavis Smiley number 14 on their prestigious Heavy 100 list. 100 voices, the most important in all of talk radio. Tavis has moved from number 45 to number 33 to number 16, and now he's in the top 15, right here on your station. His is one of the most trusted, credible, and reliable voices in broadcast media today. Straight, no chaser, always. Tavis brings you the conversations that matter, the newsmakers, the truth tellers, the voices that don't get heard anywhere else. Weekdays on this station. This is what it sounds like when your community has a seat at the table.
It's never too early to start talking about money in realistic ways with your kids. JP Morgan Chase navigates how to educate your kids now about creating long-lasting, healthy money habits. Whether your kids are in elementary school, high school, or college, now is a great time to start a conversation about ways to create healthy money habits as they grow, ultimately benefiting their financial future. Talking about money in a realistic way to support your kids' lifestyle and dreams, your first banking account geared towards high school or college. It's never too early. Explaining the basics, what you earn and what you spend, building financial confidence starts with getting organized. Learning and practicing vital money skills now will stay with them for life. Tools they will have to stay on top of their finances and achieve their goals. This segment is sponsored by JP Morgan Chase.
All I need is one mic. With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Tavis Smiley. The headline in the newspaper read, Black leaders join forces to bring Destination Crenshaw toward the finish line. Now, beyond the headline phraseology of toward the finish line, if you actually read the article, it said that Black-owned contractors are now being mobilized, major new financing is being secured, and it is anticipated that construction activities will begin within the next weeks. That statement has more hedges than a Beverly Hills mansion, more hedges than a nervous groom's wedding vows written by a divorce lawyer. But it's funny how progress starts moving once somebody turns on a microphone. 4 weeks of KBLA editorials, and suddenly everyone has found their hard hats. It's amazing what happens when the community starts asking questions out loud, and this is why Black media matters. We don't need more empty promises. We need a finished project. Political accountability to Black fellow citizens means that elected officials and institutions must answer for their actions or inaction in ways that are real, measurable, and consequential when they fail to follow through. I suppose the good news here is that LA City Council President and 8th District Representative Marquise Harris Dawson is now officially on the record. But to be clear, he's also on the clock. Remember now, it is anticipated that construction activities will begin within the next weeks. We shall see. We have exercised our right to free speech, but there are other rights the Black business community can exercise as well. This is a classic example of a public nuisance claim if ever there was one. Again, we shall see. What I can tell you is that Black business owners and Crenshaw community residents have been calling, emailing, and literally showing up in our lobby demanding more and asking how they can sign on to this effort. Put simply, after years of delay, The people have had enough. My big mama put it this way: once a task you have first begun, never finish until it is done. Be the labor great or small, do it well or not at all. Now, I need to put on my hard hat, go outside, and wait for these procrastination Crenshaw construction crews to show up. I'll let you know if and when they do. Trust and believe. With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Tavis Smiley. As always, we welcome your feedback.
You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Oh.
Experience is a good teacher. It takes someone like me to know all the little games people tend to play. Some call it love. It never has a chance to grow. You deserve something better, I kept telling myself.
My.
Just be patient, true love you'll find.
Yes.
I finally found someone who became my friend, and in a matter of time, real love stepped in. The clothes signed on my door, I had to tear it down. A new world of happiness. Take completely right. I'm in love under new management. I'm in love under new management.
I'm gonna listen to that. I'm gonna call.
You're married to or together with a person you've noticed seems to be somewhat emotionally mature and you want things to change or figure out how to interact with them. Stay tuned because that's what this video is all about. Hi there, welcome here. I'm Mike. I'm a psychologist, and the video on this channel that has been second most interesting to all of you, at least based on the views, is the one about handling relationships with emotionally immature people. The strategies I share in that video apply mainly to relationships with parents, family, extended family, friends, and colleagues, but not really to spouses and partners. So in this video, I want to address that. To think of behavior as emotionally immature is a very broad term that's not a clinical diagnosis, but a term that can be used to describe any behavior that is difficult in the realm of emotions, relationships, and mental health. It's not a term that's meant to label someone's character or identity. It's about emotion skills, which we can all learn to get better at. We all start out emotionally immature as kids and learn more as we go. And for many different reasons, some people stop maturing at an earlier place in emotional development than others.
Tell them no. Just tell them no. You're 7. You're
Yes.
7 years old. I gotta say no.
Yeah, but here's the piece to that. When the behaviors are egregious, there's an automatic no. I'm not willing to be patient with abusive behavior, language, this type of thing.
Violence.
That's abusive. Yeah, no. So that just off the table, off the rip is a no. But then you have some people who have good value, and there may be some things that they need to grow. You can be patient with that, but you have to remember it is not your job to fix your partner. It is your job to stay focused on growing self and give space to them to work on themselves.
So you give them grace if they're in the self woodshed.
If they're in the arena of doing the work.
Working, they doing it.
It has to be something.
Got it.
There has to be sign of life. You know what I
Sign of
mean?
life.
Yeah, because you taking on dead problems is just a waste of repeated pattern, like
Understood.
violence. You know what I mean?
Understood. We got a caller. Do you want to talk?
Yes, let's do it.
We got LaDonna from Los Angeles, California. LaDonna, get in here. What are your thoughts on tonight's conversation?
Oh, my gosh. Okay, so, wait
Is this
a minute.
my LaDonna?
This is your LaDonna. I've been watching you. You've been such a blessing to me for so many years.
Thank you.
Precious literally saved my life. I'm not even going, I don't want to get into
Praise
it.
God. Yeah.
But she's the reason why I'm here. But I just had to, I missed a lot of the show. But I walked in on when the gentleman was explaining how people who are hyper vigilant when it comes to their independence and they don't want to ask for help and they feel weird and bad and strange for having any needs whatsoever. That has been my experience. And it's like I thought it was just a habit, and I've been churched, and I pulled myself away from church almost 10 years ago.
Hallelujah.
And it's reiterated.
Yes.
You have to give. You have to give. If you see someone, you have to give them money. You have to give them time. No matter how tired you are, no matter how you may want to hold on to what you have, including your own time and your energy and your space, you have to give it away to make you a good person so that you can go to see the man up in the sky after you die. So I grew up in that environment at home. I was unfortunately, I was dropped off by my mom when I was 6. And I grew up in a house that was really not conducive to having any kind of quality time with young children. No sexual abuse, but there was a lot of turmoil, a lot of religious crap, everything's a sin, that kind of stuff. And so, at church I was taught you can never be good enough because there is no God in your heart. There's a white man in the sky. He's God. The pastor is a semi-God. And then you in the house, not everyone, but they're either hyper religious or they think they got it going on and everybody's better than you. So you're not allowed to have needs or wants, and heaven forbid you want someone's time. And that just kind of grew and festered inside of me until I'm about to be 56. And I'm just now getting hip to this, maybe like near off and on, maybe like a year ago. Precious has been working with me for many years, and she's been real patient with me. But the bulb is just now coming on, and it's getting a little bit brighter. And so my innate need to or feeling that I had to perform and always give and to never have any wants or any needs, it came all the way back from childhood.
Yeah. And when did you gain the power to say no?
It came about when I became a mom and I had to say no to protect my children.
There we go.
That's where it came from.
But it's when you can say no for yourself,
right?
When it becomes very valuable. A lot of people have this need to please, but you said it nail on the head. Comes from your family of origin or your origin story.
LaDonna.
Yep, that's it.
I gotta say this, LaDonna, you are welcome into the Voice of Reason anytime you want to call in, child. We appreciate you so much. Now, we have a game here.
Okay.
Precious, tell her the game.
LaDonna, guess what you just did?
Wait a minute. I brought LA into
There it is.
That's right, LaDonna. That's my girl.
Hey, LaDonna is on fire. Listen, when we come forward, more from the VOR. We cooking.
Thank you, LaDonna.
Relationships. Got you confused? Need some straight talk? This is where you get the unfiltered truth about love, relationships, and everything in between. He breaks down relationship dynamics with no-nonsense wisdom and practical advice that actually works. Tackling the questions you're afraid to ask and giving you the answers you need to hear. You're inside the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Helping communities get connected. Along the Crenshaw Corridor, free public Wi-Fi is now available thanks to Destination Crenshaw and the City of Los Angeles. Whether you're checking email, applying for jobs, finishing homework, or supporting your local businesses, staying connected is easier than ever because access to the internet means access to opportunity. To learn more and find Wi-Fi locations near you, visit www.getconnected.lacity.gov.
Going to a World Cup match in LA this summer? Ditch the parking stress and ride Metro. With direct service from across LA County, it's the easy way to get there for just $1.75 each way.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 connecting you with services and solutions. The midterm elections are upon us. It is voting season once again. Common Cause's motto is fighting for the democracy we deserve. In service of that goal, Common Cause puts its state and national policy expertise, massive network of grassroots supporters, and nonpartisan approach into action to strengthen our democracy against the challenges we face today. They work at every level of government on priorities that impact each of our lives, like defending the right to vote, limiting big money's influence on our elections, holding public officials accountable, and more. Common Cause is a nonpartisan grassroots organization dedicated to upholding the core values of American democracy. They seek to empower all people to make their voices heard in the political process. This election may be the most important one ever. If you'd like to make a donation or volunteer in service to the Constitution, please visit commoncause.org. That's commoncause.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr., publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African-American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
So what is the answer to the question of you? What do I look for? What shall I do? Which way do I turn when I'm feeling lost? If I sell my soul, now what will it cost? Must I become naked? No image at all. Shall I remain upright or get down and crawl?
Get down and crawl.
You can't make people respect your boundaries, and you can't make them care about what you need. So people ask me all the time, how do I make that happen? And I totally understand why you would want to be able to do that, but my answer is that you can't. And for people who grew up with abuse and neglect and who, as a result, have to basically teach themselves as adults how to interact with people, how to set boundaries. What is a boundary? What do you do when someone doesn't respect your boundary? Well, it seems like the problem is other people. And yes, sometimes the problem is other people. For example, if they attack you or violate you. Sometimes, yes, there's a violation of a boundary that you could have done nothing about. But a lot of the anger and frustration at other people that you might go through around boundaries is really caused by a misunderstanding about what a boundary is and who owns it. So let's talk about that. So yeah, a lot of people ask me how they can get loved ones to better honor the boundaries that they've set, how to get them to be more sensitive about their CPTSD symptoms in particular. And it's totally normal and appropriate to want that kind of support and respect, and you deserve it. But I'm going to say something very tough love here. You can ask a person to understand you and your needs, and you can even ask them to help you avoid getting triggered. You can ask, but they are not obliged to do any of it.
Amen.
And that doesn't mean they don't care about you, and it doesn't mean they don't support you. And in fact, when they give you space to notice your own trauma reactions and work on those in here, it might be the most loving, supportive thing that they can do. And I'm going to tell you why, even though you've been told a lot of things.
That was my crappy childhood, right?
That's what we were saying earlier.
Yeah.
Your job is you.
Yeah.
Your job is you. Your job is not to fix your partner.
Right.
Accept them as they are. Not to say that they'll always be that way, but they might.
As they are right now.
Yeah. Observe how you feel about that versus, didn't I tell you I want you home by 10 o'clock? Didn't I tell you? Look, the man likes to be out all night long, coming home smelling like cheap liquor, cigars, and women. Stop trying to change them. Accept that that's where you are, and then decide how you want to show up. You're saying it's wrong, that behavior is wrong. It's working for him. It's wrong for you. So honor yourself instead of trying to change someone else.
Wow. You can't change them by silencing your no's.
No.
Because all your yeses do, right, is encourage them to do more mess. They're going to keep going. You gave them a coupon, a get out of jail free card. What did they learn from that? Listen, I know people don't like to, when I push. I have to push.
Yeah, it's your job.
Right? Is it? But
you push me.
You see?
Yeah.
Relationships really should push you to the edge. Listen, I'm gonna say this. Relationships are supposed to push you to the outer reaches, the perimeter, the edge of your mask. Because many of you have forgotten where that mask begins and ends. It has become so much a part of you that you don't even know. And relationships are here to remind you, hey, this thing on your spirit is not you.
Yes.
It needed to be you for a time. Maybe you were a child and you needed protection. It was a type of armor. But now, as an adult, you got to fight to take that thing off.
Yes. Over-identifying with the mask.
Come on.
You think you are the mask.
They're not.
You are not.
The philosophy of no. Long before no became a boundary, it became the birthplace of identity. Every meaningful life requires exclusion. Every conviction rejects an alternative. Every commitment quietly announces 1,000 refusals that made it possible. Yet many people spend their lives believing goodness means perpetual agreement. That belief deserves investigation. Perhaps the opposite of love is not hate. Perhaps the opposite of love is self-erasure disguised as cooperation. A person incapable of refusing others, their desires, their demands of you, does not necessarily possess greater compassion. They may simply possess fewer authorship rights over their own existence. If every decision remains vulnerable to guilt, obligation, fear, approval, or abandonment, who is actually making the choice? Consciousness or your conditioning? Precious?
It depends on where you are in your stage of awakening or not. You know, because ideally, when you're moving into enlightenment, it is your consciousness that's choosing. But when you are unwilling or unaware, right? Because there's being unaware and being enlightened, which is, there are a lot of steps in between there. But when you are unaware, it's the wound that is choosing.
Ah, damn.
Yeah. And so if you have a story, a negative story that is repeating in all of your relationships, everywhere I go, nobody likes me, nobody ever invites me. Oh, yeah, what about you? What's going on with you? Right? Be willing.
That consciousness level of willingness.
Be willing.
You can't be willing and judgmental at the same time.
You can't.
Talk to us.
You know, and the thing about willingness is I have to be willing to what? Just be willing. The Spirit is going to tell you or show you, you know, and the willingness is openness. Willingness is lack of resistance.
Optimism.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Get out of the way. The Spirit is able to move when you're out of the way. What do I mean by that? If you're protecting, you're sending a message to the universe that says, Spirit, I got this. I don't need you to cover me. I don't need you to protect me. I got me.
Wrong.
So wrong.
Wrong.
You know, I don't need anybody. I got myself. You're letting the Spirit know that you don't need anything from it. Be willing to soften all of those places that are hardened from trauma. Introduce softness with willingness.
Gosh.
Yeah.
And then how do you invert that into self?
Well,
you have to be soft
this
with
is
self?
The willingness is the softening agent. Right? And so when you recognize the warts or the hardness or the calluses that are built within you. For example, I don't want anybody to love me because the last person that loved me hurt me. I don't want anybody to help me because the last person that helped me held it over my head. You know, so introduce willingness. Be willing to allow.
Willing, acceptance, hopeful, optimistic.
And trust that the Spirit will meet you there. This is where faith comes in.
But our fists are balled up. We like this,
in
trying
case
to be
somebody
hopeful.
trying to start something.
Hey, listen, guess what we did? We came in here, we saw, we conquered. But we start conversations.
It's up to you to finish it.
That's it. That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, the VOR, we cooked yet again. Yes. Hey, when we come forward, it'll be Thursday, and I'll be in here to wrap it up.
Your Friday.
Love y'all.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Black Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson is praising a Supreme Court ruling blocking President Trump's attempt to end birthright citizenship.
Today's decision allows our residents to continue to live, work, and contribute to the fabric of our city without fear of losing their most fundamental right.
The decision upholds the 14th Amendment, ensuring anyone born in the U.S. remains a citizen. Fair organizers have removed Confederate flag imagery from North Carolina's booth at a national celebration in Washington, D.C. following backlash. Critics say the flag does not represent the state as the event continues through July 10th. And the Golden State Warriors are reportedly eyeing a major roster shakeup with interest in signing LeBron James and trading for Anthony Davis. The move comes as the NBA free agency begins and after Draymond Green opted out of his contract, signaling potential big changes in Golden State. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.